Hello everyone, happy Friday. This is take number 2 of today's video. I was trying to bring my special guest on today, Angie, and for some reason it would not connect us. So we're back again for the second round of going live, and hopefully in just a few minutes we'll be able to invite Angie to join us here on the call. This whole week, I have been coming on every day to share my top takeaways and aha moments that I had last week at Stacy Tuschel's event. She's building her empire live in Milwaukee. Now, Angie and I had met about 5 weeks now, previous to that, online in the group program by the person we're going to be chatting about today and sharing her information, and that is Tiffany Lee Bymaster, also known as Coach Glitter. So Angie is here again. Let me see if I can bring. While we're waiting to have her join, if we haven't already met yet, my name is Young Pratt, and I'm a mom of 2 and the chief dreamer here at Our Young Creators. Here at OYC, we are committed to equipping kids with real-world skills like podcasting, web design, and so much more, so that they can really start owning their own future, creating it while learning to serve others and funding their adventures in the process. Now, for some reason, it's still trying to add Angie, but she is not here right now. So we may have to go to plan, I think we're on plan D now. Let's see if I can, what's happening? Oh, it says connecting. All right. Hello.
All right.
You just never know how this is going to work. If it's going to work, I'm grateful that we finally connected because I think, yeah, this is like plan D, right?
Well, when you invited me, I went to press to join, and my whole computer froze up.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So then I was trying to unfreeze it, and then I pressed too hard and everything fell.
Oh, shoot. Okay, well, I'm so glad you are here. So before we dive into this juicy topic, and I know you're excited to chat about this as much as I am today, will you take a few minutes to introduce yourself to everyone watching?
Sure. My name is Angie, and what I do is face passion right now, and that is just, I'm doing makeup and motivation, so I like to help you feel beautiful both on the inside and the out. So that's basically my thing. Every morning at 6:30 Central Time, I do a makeup tutorial and just talk about life or random things, whatever's on my mind. Sometimes I sing, sometimes I dance.
Or tell jokes.
Or tell jokes. Or forget jokes, which sometimes is even funnier. So, a little bit of everything.
Yes. And so I've been enjoying watching Angie's videos too, because while I'm adept at doing makeup for being on the stage as a performer, doing everyday sort of makeup for the camera is definitely not one of my fortes. So I've been watching her videos, and yesterday she talked all about using orange, so I had some orange eyeshadow and I went a little orange yesterday, so thanks for inspiring me.
Orange is the go-to color this year. I love it.
Well, it's my favorite.
I didn't put any on today, but it drove me not to.
What's that?
I said I didn't put any on today, but it drove me nuts not to.
Ah, yes, that orange, huh? I kind of liked it. It was something completely different that I never would have thought to actually put on my face, so thank you for that.
Me neither. This whole last 6 weeks, like since I've met you, I've broken out of my shell.
I love it. So just to recap, Angie and I actually met online, 6 weeks ago now. I think I said 5 earlier, but
that's our 6
weeks officially. We met in Tiffany Lee Bymaster's Lights Camera Branding coaching program. And we connected. We had to go in there and share information on where we were. Angie was in Wisconsin, That's where I was headed. So I reached out to her and said, hey, I would love for you to come hang out. And then we were able to get her a great ticket for the event. And so we actually got to meet literally 6 weeks ago online. We didn't know each other. And now I feel like we're best buddies. And it's such a cool feeling. Yes, absolutely like this. And it's such a cool feeling to be able to find those people online who are supporting you and who really are pushing us to become our best selves. And at the event, one of the things we talked about was finding those 5 people in our lives. Who in our lives are we surrounding ourselves with? And if you take the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, that's probably what your life looks like in all areas. So I'm so glad to have met you, and now I'm so glad to call you a friend and someone that I know that I can reach out to anytime and say, okay, talk me down.
Breathe, just breathe.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So on the last day of the event, our mentor, Coach Glitter, Tiffany Lee Bymaster, was there talking about video, and she talked about the 8-step plan for launching using video, launching your next program, whatever that happens to be. And we were laughing a little bit earlier because both of us were pretty awestruck about being able to meet our mentor. And at the beginning, she said, hey, would you like to get these notes or these slides emailed to you, because I want you just to listen. And I so appreciate speakers who say that, because if we're writing, we're kind of missing what's going on stage. So Angie, I would love to know, first of all, did you have some aha moments during the presentation?
Mostly just the whole thing of doing video. It is so important in this day and age to go live. It's a free way to get your message out there, whether you are in a business or just have something important to say. It's on Facebook, like everyone's on Facebook, and it is literally a button that you can press and get your message out there. It's something that I was doing every day for my business, that I showed up, but now I've learned to show up with intention. I have refined myself a little bit more so that knowing what I'm doing and having a purpose has helped me a little bit more. That's one thing that I've learned through this class, through that 2-day seminar that feels like it was 2 weeks, because we had so much information packed in those 2 days that it was just, I could go on and on about just that. But yeah, I think my biggest thing was just showing up with intention.
Absolutely. And that's been a really big thing for me as well, because I've been doing live video like you for quite a while now, always knowing that it was good for my business, but really never planning out and making a strategy for how I was going to show up, what I was going to say, what I wanted to share. And I have to admit, honestly, that some days I would, 5 minutes before a video would go live, I'd be planning and thinking about what I wanted to say that day, knowing I had to go live because I had committed myself to doing so. So 100% agree that showing up with intention, having a plan has been one of the biggest takeaways that I've had from this particular course, and just interacting in the group that Tiffany has cultivated.
Yeah, her message about launching specifically, I think the thing that I took away most from that is, if you are doing a business, you don't want to have your business and be like, hey, I started this business yesterday and here it is. You need to plan your strategy and let people know over a period of time. You want to sprinkle that out and let them get to know you before you pounce on them with your product or your whatever it is. You know, use that time. Like I said, we have this awesome tool to get your message out there. Let them get to know you and what you're about, and not just what you're selling. Let them get to know your weaknesses, your loves, what, like one of the women who wasn't even a speaker there got up and just had a really short message of, if somebody is trying to sell you something and okay, whatever, like her specific example was the DJ. They even said, you can hire this DJ. Okay, we were all like, cool. He was the DJ for, I forget, maybe you remember who exactly, some superstar's sister's wedding. He had just been there the weekend before this seminar or conference that we were at. That's great. Kind of whatever is how I took it. Well, she had him up there and hear his story was so incredible. I mean, he literally was found in a box as a baby. Well, when you hear his story and have him tell it and you get to know him, I mean, I have goosebumps just thinking about the story that he told and knowing him better as a person. You identify with that and it makes you want to have him in your world. So if that means hiring him as a DJ, yeah, you're gonna look at him. Or if I needed a DJ, I would contact Stacy and say, how do I get a hold of this guy? More than I would look up in a phone book or look online and Google. I would try to get him first because I know his story. Right. So really think about that when you're putting yourself out there. Let people know who you are. Let them know why you're doing what you're doing, because it will matter. It will make a difference when they know why you're doing what you do, and you have that time to tell people, so you're not just shoving what you're selling at them. When you're telling them why you're doing it, it really does make a difference.
And that, so many good points in all of that. The story that he told, and he talked about his why, about after being found in the shoebox, he was raised in an orphanage. And so now his why is he wants to contribute money back to the place where he was raised. And yeah, and I'm getting chills thinking about it too. And literally at the event, I was crying because it was such a moving story. And I don't think that same story could be conveyed as well in just words.
Right. That is so true. And if, like I said, when we didn't know that, he was just another DJ.
Yeah, cool dude. So good at his job. But yeah,
I mean, he was a great DJ. Don't get me wrong, he was a cool DJ, but that story is what would make me want to hire him over anyone else that I saw anywhere else, because I knew, or now I know his story, and I know why he's doing what he's doing and where he came from, and that is just huge.
Yeah, and that's yeah, for sure. And everybody that I know I personally, if I am sent to a blog post, for instance, and there's a video, I will hands down watch that video first over reading it. I do love to read. I love to write. I like to write blog posts, but there's no other tool out there to be able to connect with somebody on a deeper level than video, because they get to see where you live. They get to see how you're dressed today. They get to see how you show up authentically. And for me, having a business now for 17 years, for so many years, I feel like I was hiding behind the person that I knew I needed to be, meaning I didn't like to be on video. I didn't like to be center stage. I just thought that if my product was good, if my service was good, people would just come to my studio. And that was the case for lots and lots of years. But then all of a sudden, the people that I wanted to come weren't, and the people that it was questionable whether I wanted to have them as clients or not. I knew something had to change. So the moment I decided that I needed to sort of own the space and be able to take center stage, it really made all the difference, because people started to see that I was human, that I made mistakes, that if I could admit those mistakes publicly, and they could see the humanity and could relate to these things. So it changed everything. And it's so weird. I feel like with video, I can almost be more of myself, because all day I work kind of by myself, doing my own thing, working in flow. But then when I come to video, I feel like, yay, I get to connect with my people, and I get to share, and they can give me feedback, and we get to connect with each other now. And I just think that video is such a great tool. So if you're not using it in your business, everyone watching on the replay or live, definitely think about that. I know there's lots of fear. I totally get it, about the fear of being judged, or the fear of what if I make a mistake. Just all the fears that we have that are really just ourselves getting in our own way. It has nothing to do with anybody else. We just believe we have these fears, and we let them stop us from going to that next place. So yeah, video definitely is something everyone should be exploring.
Well, people get to see who you really are instead of who they think you are. And people are going to judge you whether you're a saint or a sinner. It doesn't matter. They're going to judge, and their judgments are more about them than it is about you. And that's what you have to remember. And yeah, you're going to make mistakes. Heck, yesterday I told people to join my HIB group instead of my VIP group. So you just kind of laugh at yourself, because stuff happens and it is live. So you just gotta go with it.
Absolutely. And still, it's interesting to see people resisting this video. They see it as a craze, or like a fidget spinner. It's going to go away in the next month. It's definitely here to stay. And I just think that there's something so magical, like you said, about people get to see who you are with all of your faults. And yeah, if they take issue with anything you're doing, that's on them, not on us. And as a recovering people pleaser, I definitely can understand all of that, because for so long, I cared so much about not making waves in my business. And when I started making waves, it was I didn't put my phone on do not disturb. So when I started making waves, what's that? Totally, it's real life, people. When you're on video, don't forget to turn off your notifications and go on do not disturb or airplane mode. I didn't do that, and I apologize for that, but
I did that though. One time I did that thinking I was doing the right thing, and then I had no sound. Like, I did my whole video and there was no sound. So
that's the worst, when you go back and think, wait, I did all that. I showed up and did my thing, and now I gotta go do it again.
Take chances.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the video thing is all about being brave, being courageous, taking chances, and not playing it totally in the middle of the road. Because that was me for so long. Never wanting to have conflict, never wanting people to not like me. But I finally just am tired of that people-pleasing persona. And I've learned now to, sometimes make a few waves, because those waves challenge people who are following me to either continue on the path or jump ship. And as we go through life, I guess we are kind of like these ships in the night going up and down, and sometimes people are going to come on board, sometimes people are going to off board, and that's totally okay. And we have to be okay with that, knowing that it's not on us, it is on them, and we just continue to do what we do, show up 100%, and give it our all every time.
Yep, I was a big non-wave maker either. I didn't want people to feel bad. I just didn't want to put myself out there and cause any waves with anyone. Just, I didn't want anything. I didn't want the attention. I didn't want whatever.
Right.
Now I'm just like, I have a purpose, and even if I don't know what it is, this is how I'm going to find it. So until then, if you don't like my face, you don't have to look at it. And I'm saying that in the nicest way possible.
Yeah, for sure. And I couldn't agree more that, yeah, just this is real life. Some people are going to like us. Some people are not going to like us. But we can't take it personally, because that's going to tear us up inside and tear us down. And it's our job, it's our duty to give our all so that we can help that one person out there who needs what we're offering at that moment and uplift them. And by doing that over and over, being able to uplift them by showing up as a real person live on video, or even replay watchers on video, it's definitely our responsibility to give them great information, give them great insights, and help however we can.
Absolutely. And you never know, by putting yourself out there, the amazing people that you'll meet along the way.
Absolutely. Yes, being able to find those people who are your biz buddies, even if they don't live in your same town. I mean, things like this, doing video with them, being able to connect, being able to pick up the phone, doing FaceTime, anything. We're so blessed to live in this age when there's so much at our fingertips that allows us to connect with people in a real way and in real time.
Very true.
Are there?
I don't have anything else.
What's that?
I said I don't have anything else.
Yeah, are there any other tips or takeaways, or maybe a call to action, like something that after watching this video you would like viewers to do?
I think maybe we should have people put one thing that they're going to do that they've been afraid to do, that we've encouraged them to do now because we don't want them to be afraid. One thing. Or even if you don't want to tell us, just put a 1 if you're going to do one thing now, because we've told you, don't be afraid, just do it. Step out of your comfort zone. Even if it's not go live on Facebook, just go do something, because life is short and fear is imaginary. Greatness is always on the other side of fear. So do something.
Yes, do something. Do something that you're scared to do, because it's the old cliche of we're not growing if we're in our comfort zone. We need to keep pushing out of that repeatedly. And when we're comfortable again, going to that next level. And on Mondays, every Monday here on Our Young Creators, we actually induct somebody into our Do It Scared Hall of Fame. And we give them a shout out and recognize them for how courageous they're being. So if that is you, if you're stepping into the fear, doing something that scares you completely, let us know and share that, because you're being so brave and courageous, and we want to be able to celebrate you, and we want to celebrate all of the action taking you are doing in your life and in your business. Well, thank you all. Awesome. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I'm glad you could watch the replay or join us live. If you have any other comments, of course, you can pop them below. Angie and I will be back in here answering any questions. And of course, you're welcome to reach out to us as well. But do something today. Do something today that scares you. Share it with us, and you never know. You may be our next inductee into our Do It Scared Hall of Fame. Catch you later, everyone. Have a beautiful weekend.